If I really had to be honest, I would definitely say that one of the main reasons as to why I'm very excited about the future of Star Wars is, number one, Kathleen Kennedy no longer has creative control over a majority of the Star Wars projects, except for 2 Star Wars TV series. That, of course, is the Leslie Headland Star Wars TV show and the animated one. Thankfully, that's all she's really in charge over. Besides that, we got George, John, and Dave in charge of all the other Star Wars projects, whether it's movies, TV shows, books, novels, comics, video games, etc. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the one thing about Disney Star Wars is that we do know that they are now trying to make it far better than the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or at the very minimum at the same exact level as the MCU, in order to really give fans a very special look into Star Wars and to really have hope of Star Wars going back to the way it used to be before Disney took over Lucasfilm and before The Last Jedi divided the fans. And that really is a big deal at the end of the day, because that's what Bob Chapek wants. He wants to create a legacy of his own, an image of himself as the person who's going to piece everything together when it comes to the Star Wars fandom, and of course the spirituality of Star Wars and exactly how it's going to pretty much be perceived by fans. Now, looking at everything here with the franchise, we do know that there is a lot of fixing needed to be made, and that George Lucas is very busy as a person, as well as Jon Favreau and others, working on the new films and TV shows and the overall structure, right, of this new expanded universe. Now, on top of all of this, what's really intriguing all has to do with creator George Lucas and the character of Luke Skywalker that so many fans love for a very long time. Now, with both Disney and Lucasfilm now finished with the Skywalker saga, they are mainly focused on their new Star Wars universe, as well as the new Star Wars trilogy of films that will introduce a brand new mythology to Star Wars fans around the world. Now, Bob Chapek has a big plan in place in order to reunite the fans by allowing George Lucas to call the shots with the beginning of the new Star Wars universe for fans to enjoy. Now, it's noted that one of the big plans by Lucas is to bring the iconic character Luke Skywalker back to life in a post-Episode 9 timeline that will include a storyline in which Luke Skywalker will come back to life by use of the power of the Wills, who are godlike beings. Now, it's noted that Lucas plans to bring back Luke Skywalker to life temporarily to face Palpatine's spirit in the body of the Dark Acolyte in a timeline in which Rey has completed the new Jedi Order. So let's stop right here for a second, is that, in case you guys did not know, this was an original idea by Lucas and J.J. Abrams for The Rise of Skywalker to have Luke come back to life temporarily by use of the power of the Wills, and to actually have Palpatine's spirit a part of the Dark Acolyte. This was going to be a part of the original take on The Rise of Skywalker before many of the scenes were actually thrown into the trash by Kathleen Kennedy. And that's exactly what George is doing, essentially. He's borrowing many of the original ideas from The Rise of Skywalker and really implementing it all into Episode 9. Now, moving on. Luke coming back to life is described to be Lucas's way to satisfy the fans in both the novels and the planned Rise of Skywalker sequel series that will be in animated form on Disney Plus in the coming years that will add more to the character of Luke Skywalker. Now, they plan to give Luke a different appearance in the series and in the new canon by Disney in order to give fans a fresh version of Luke Skywalker. So like I've said many times before in the past, is that it really seems like Disney is very desperate and also very ambitious. What they want to do is that they really want to make it up to the fans. They really want to give fans pretty much a new hope when it comes to the future of Star Wars and exactly how everything really is going to work out. Now, the thing here about this, is Luke coming back to life temporarily the proper solution? Is that's something that a lot of fans are really going to agree on or accept. Now, I, as a fan, I think it's enough for me, but a lot of fans out there may very well say that it's not enough, that he should be coming back to life pretty much permanently, not temporarily. And I can totally understand different people's points of view on that, because obviously Luke Skywalker is one of the most beloved characters out there, and it's now to the point where Disney has done so much damage to the point where a lot of fans just don't really care all that much of what happens to Luke. But I myself, I think that this is a great solution. I think it's a great way to bring him back in an epic way to fight Palpatine the way that he should have fought Palpatine in The Rise of Skywalker that's now going to be inserted into this new animated TV series for Disney Plus in the coming years that's going to be considered a sequel to Episode 9 in a sense, that's going to also feature the new Jedi Order by, of course, Rey Skywalker. Now, the thing about that as well is that we do know that George Lucas is very hard at work with Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau in really making all of this possible. He really wants to explore many different options for, Luke, Anakin, and the Skywalkers overall, and how they're going to be explored in the new EU. So with that being said, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.